Alright, hello people! Welcome to another episode of Hopian Plays Outer Wilds. Yeah, so this time I am flying solo in this video. I am going to be just by myself. Spud is unavailable, so yeah. Got a couple new updates. First of all, you can see that I've got this little welcome screen. I've got this thing with me featured in it. Um, Yeah, you can see my face a little bit more clearly. Um, I've got this hood, this little hoodie. It's pretty cool. Makes me look like a little bit like a hooded traveler. It's pretty cool. Um, you'll see at the end of this stream that there's also an outro screen. That's also pretty new. Yeah, so that's some new stuff. Um, well, let's get to the game. So this episode. Let's hear. Well, actually, no. Let's not transition quite yet. Let's not transition quite yet, because once I transition, there's going to be a lot of loud, yeah, just music. So for this episode, I am planning on doing a quick recap of everything I've discovered in the game. Um, Mostly because I didn't do that in the first episode. I didn't do that until the third episode, so this is going to be kind of a prelude episode, just to show what I had discovered before I decided I want to start doing this playthrough stream. Um, yeah, so we're going to jump in that together. Um, I didn't quite prepare a checklist. I probably should have done that, but we'll kind of wing it. I kind of like have a general idea of what I've done. And but yeah, and we're gonna dedicate this whole episode to it anyways. So we're just gonna do a quick recap of everything. So if you already know, or if you don't really care to know, then you can go and skip to the next episode. If not, if you're interested, well, stick around, and we'll go through this together. All right. So let me turn off the light here so that we can see things a little bit more clearly. Yep. And here we go. Alright, so let's resume this expedition. Man, I miss Spud already. I remember asking him, "Are you excited?" And he'd be like, "I'm so excited. I miss you, Spud." We'll see you in a couple episodes, I'm sure. And here we go. So, if I remember correctly, this is how I started the game. Yeah, I woke up and the first thing I noticed was like, I have 4 eyes. Yeah, that's because I am an alien. And then I see this campfire, I'm like, oh, campfire, cool. But then I see this guy over here. And this guy, his name's Slate. But first, before I just kind of take a look around. But yeah, let's talk to Slate. There's our pilot, ready to get this beauty off this ground, blah blah blah, you know this ship is... So basically this guy, he's saying that, like, he's the one that made the ship, and, first I need to go get the launch codes. The launch codes of which I need to figure out where they are, and he says it's at the top of the observatory. In the meantime, I also talk to this guy and see what this is about, which it's flying a model ship. It's pretty cool. Allows me to test things out before I fly the real thing. Pretty cool. And off it goes. Next, I kind of ventured a little bit and I was like, oh, what's this? So I'm the kind of person that likes to talk to everything and find out every piece of dialogue that there is. So yeah, I talk to everyone here. I'm not going to do that with you guys because that's just too much content. But basically, if I remember correctly, this guy wants to chop down this tree, whichever tree, I guess it's that tree, really wants to chop down the tree. This guy talks about all the other people who are in the galaxy, and they're like musicians. Then there's these two fellows, these two kids over here. They basically teach me how to use this. We play hide and seek, and they teach me how to use this thing, which is a I don't know what I can't remember what it's called. They tell you, but yeah, they teach me to use this thing to track all kinds of things, and that's how I find them. They have little radio things, and the radios emit signals, and I track them down using the radio signals. Next, I talk to this guy who's basically he's just a fisher. He just not much to say. He has some funny lines. Not much else besides that. Pretty funny though. Finally, I start making my way up to the observatory. Beautiful music, by the way. It's good music. So then I see this guy. He's throwing rocks at something that's really weird. Well, that weird thing is ghost matter, and it will kill you. So yeah. But yeah, I talked to him and I discovered things, and he said ghost matter is dangerous. It will kill me. Then I tried jumping in here, and then I realized it's killing me. Wow. So yeah, it kills you. Then go over here, talk to this guy. He says there's signals all over the galaxy. You can find all kinds of things around here. And yeah, just telling me more about this thing, the signal finder. Then I climb up here. I'm like, oh, what's this? And I find this scout launcher. So it launches scouts for me, and I can use it to launch all kinds of scouts and scout ahead, essentially. So I play around with it, discover some other parts of the planet. Let's see. Ouch. I forgot about the fact that I am not wearing a spacesuit. Okay, yes, then after this, I go inside this cave right here and find somebody over here. And he's basically telling me, oh, you need to go fix this fake satellite so that you can complete training. So I go over here and I take this lift and I go down into this dead zone cave where I learned how to use the jetpack. While I am doing this, I also find somebody else who... I just suck. No. I find somebody else who I talk to, and I scare him to death, basically, because he doesn't like anything that's zero gravity. This guy right here. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. But basically, I learned how to control the jetpack using this spacesuit. Okay. Back to what I was doing, or back to everything else. So then, by the time I'm done with this, I go and find the observatory. The observatory of which it is in this direction. Oh, it's nighttime already. Right, observatory this way. I finally arrived to the observatory, and I see this pictures right here, and then one of them like has credits. I think it's this one. Yeah, big thanks to the supporters of this game. It's pretty cool. And then I meet this guy who's standing in front of the statue because he's just trying to figure out what it is. He's kind of like a scholar, researcher kind of guy. Then this guy over here, he's originally up here in the second floor. It's basically, this is a little museum, and it teaches me how to do different things, like translating things, translating text. What does this thing do? Oh, it makes me go on the wall. That's pretty cool. What is this? This is a weird fish that was stuck on a spaceship. This is the different star formations, which is very important because you'll figure it out. Or because, yeah, I figure out later that this is what's happening to our sun. And then I figure out about this thing. This is a quantum stone thingy, where basically you don't look at it, it disappears. It moves, shifts directions. It's pretty cool. And there's different things, of course, in the galaxy. I think there's a... Yep. That's pretty cool. Okay. And then finally I go up. Here, and then I talk to the other guy that was up here in the second floor, who gives me the launch codes. He says, here, take the launch codes. And I look at the map and I see, oh wow, this is a big solar system. Then, on my way out, the statue looks at me. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Why is it looking at me? And then all of a sudden it zooms into me and it does a whole scene thing, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then I just leave, because that was just a weird experience and it just happens. I need some water because I'm talking a lot. Also, this thing is hot, so unfortunately I'm going to have to take this off. But I have a pretty cool shirt underneath, so you get to see that. I have some water, thanks. Right here. Good water. Alright, anyways. So. I go down here, and I think, since I have the launch codes, I can go ahead and take the spaceship, and I think that's what I do. Yeah. Have this music playing. It's pretty cool. Yep, I'm back with Slate. Hi, Slate. Now, I did notice something different here. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into those. That's gonna spoil some details that are, well, later on in the series. So I'll do that in my further episode. So I finally get into the ship, and it is time for liftoff. I'm like, whoa, this is really cool. I gotta get the liftoff. And then, figure out the controls here. Okay. So, I'm like, liftoff! We have liftoff! And I'm so excited about my first liftoff. You can tell I'm excited now, definitely. Because I've done this a million times. But anyways, I'm like, wow, this is really cool. I get to travel to different parts of the map. Different parts of the world. I'm like, what's this cave? I go down here. And I find there's another guy over here standing in front of this weird thing. Let's go see what it is. What in the world is that? Hello. Okay, so basically this guy tells me that this is a bramble seed. Hold on. Where do I get my scout launcher again? I forgot. I forgot where... Oh, it's because I don't have the suit on it. Hold on. Okay, let me put on the suit. Right, because when I was getting out, I was scared. I didn't know if there was oxygen or not, so I put on the suit, and then I came out here. Okay. Then I talked to this guy. I'm like, whoa, what's this? And then I see this. He says, I would... would put, try to see what's in there, but I wouldn't stick my arm in it. That's an easy way to lose an arm or two. So I quit my scout launcher and I'm like, hey, I could launch this in here. And I do. I'm like, what's this? Whoa! It's just all kinds of weird stuff. And at the end of it, I believe there is an anglerfish. Yep, there it is. So I'm like, whoa, what's that? That's so cool. That's crazy. Yeah. Anyways, so then I try to go find out where that signal is, and I realize that signal is all the way over here in the dark bramble. So, to keep you not waiting, essentially what happens is I travel to the dark bramble, and I die. I died before I was able to recover the signal. I found where it was, and I found a harmonica guy, or a guy that was with a harmonica there, but I wasn't able to talk to him, and I wasn't able to land the ship because it was very difficult to land the ship. So, yeah, unfortunately I wasn't able to do that. Alright, next, I remember, if you remember correctly, I mentioned that I had explored essentially the whole planet. That's because I have. So, I've explored these little geysers. These geysers are basically underground tunnels that can take you to different parts of the planet, including the home base or the home area. Inside of these tunnels is also some Nomai writings that I can't remember what exactly they say, but they're interesting nonetheless. And then I also happen to find this area right here when I'm going through the geysers. But before I go in there, I also want to show you. Where is the radio tower? Hold on, I can switch it. Yeah, the radio is somewhere around here. There it is! There's the radio tower. Okay, wow. That was a lot harder than I expected. Not a big deal though. Let's see. Well, okay. Well, since I can't find it, I'll just explain it to you. Basically, I found a radio tower, and it gave me that signal type. It showed me that I can have a signal type of that. I can change different signal types, and I had the deep space radio. And then also I find this thingy right here. I'm like, what's this? This is really cool. It looks like a maze. Okay. Like, what's this? This is a maze-looking thing. What's in this middle? And I'm like, whoa, what is this? What is this? And I'm like, whoa. But nothing really interesting came out of it. So I was like, well, I guess I want to figure out what's over here. And I see a little parkour thing, and I'm like, oh, I want to do this parkour, yeah. Because obviously this leads into something interesting. I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. What is this tunnel? Where am I going? Aha! And there's a big door with something that looks like a lock on it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can control this thing. And I open the door. I also translate these writings. Mining Site 2B. Which, Mining Site 2B is also referenced inside of the geysers, which is what I was... Yeah, that's one of the Nomai writings that I was talking about. Talks about these things. I'm like, whoa, what's this? This is so cool. Ominous music. there's a scroll here. I can insert the scroll and I translate this text to say, wow, this is like, you know, it basically tells me the lore behind this thing. It's called the Ash Twin Project. I'm like, wow, what is this Ash Twin Project I'm talking about? And then like I'm thinking to myself like, wait, is that what the Hourglass Twins are talking about? That's what these planets right here, this is what this is? And yeah, essentially that's what I figured out. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. I want to go visit the Ash Twins, or I wanted to go visit the Hourglass Twins. And so I do. Essentially what I do is I go do that. Oh, and I fall again. There's also a geyser, but let's say let me think. Okay, so I go visit the Ash Twins, the Hourglass Twins. Now that I know that they're Hourglass Twins, but I keep calling it the Ash Twins for some reason because it's talking about the Ash Twin Project. Yeah, so that's kind of where I start my next episode, or my first episode. I'm like, I want to go visit this, and then I find this platform that requires a key that looks like this. Speaking of this key, I also use this key to project, and this is where I discover I'm like, hold on, this is not what I remember. Hold on. I use it for projecting here. That's what it was. Yeah, because it projects this thing for me, which I didn't understand at all, so I was just confused as to what it was. Just let it go. But anyways, that's what it was, and so I take this with me and I go to the Hourglass Twins to try to figure out if maybe this key can be used for something else. And that's where I start my first episode. So that's essentially the recap. There are some things that I also did that I forgot to mention. Okay, this is gonna hurt. Okay. Hold on. Too far to find the entrance. I think the geysers I did leave out because the geysers are it's just tunnels. It's really just tunnels. There's not much else to say about them. Some Nomai writings that refer to this specific thing. By the way, the Nomai, I've been mentioning Nomai a lot. Nomai are another race. It's basically the statue that that was staring at me, that I mentioned had been staring at me. So that's what a Nomai looks like. And one of the researchers that was next to the observatory basically tells me that they are an ancient race that was here long, long ago, but is no longer here. Yeah, that's basically what I learned about the Nomai. Let's see. Don't think there's anything here that was of note, other than the ghost crystals over here. That look pretty dangerous. Ghost matter, not ghost crystals, but whatever. Let me think. There's also the trees area, the mysterious quantum tree area that I was really confused about. I still am, because I have no idea what it's supposed to be about, but I'll go ahead and show it to you anyways, so that you can see it. And then I think I'll end the episode there, because yeah, that's basically everything that I've got to recap. That's basically everything that I discovered before. Oh, I forgot about the Atoll Rock. I need to go visit the Atoll Rock. The Atoll Rock. Atoll? I don't know. Yeah, okay, well, the sun's gonna explode. That's the music that is playing now is the cue for that. guess... you know what? You're probably going to see this tree thing anyways in the future in another episode, because I'm going to revisit this tree thing. It's very mysterious, and I have no idea what it's about, and I want to figure out more about it. I just couldn't figure it out at the time. But essentially there is right here, these poems that are on the trees, or that are, it was with a crystal. Yeah, quantum fluctuations. Right there. Okay, anyways. So, I die about 2, 3, 4 times before I realize... Oh yeah, this was the cause of death for me whenever I visited the bramble area. But anyways, I die a couple times before I realize, oh, the thing that's killing me is actually the sun that is exploding. Because, of course, one of the times that I actually die, I was staring at the sun, and I was like, whoa, what's happening to the sun? And then, boom. Yep. Anyways, that's everything I've got to recap. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was useful to those of you who are confused about everything. And yeah, that's it for my my prelude video to the whole series. Yep. All right, awesome. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope this gets you hooked into the series. If you like what you see, feel free to check out the rest of the videos that are in the series. My name is Hopian, and yeah, thanks for watching. And we are back awake. Yep, that's also what happens, is that I wake up and I'm like, oh, did I die? Bye.